Here we go. Hey y'all, it's me, Niecy Lynn. This is the 31st of October. Happy Halloween. This is Flosstube 299, which is crazy. But it is nice weather outside, so I think the trick-or-treaters will have a good weather to go out and about. I don't know about where anybody else is, but the weather died. The wind blew and blew and blew on Wednesday like a gale. I mean, it was like, I think some places said it was up to 40 miles an hour or something. It was insane. And so it was making me nuts. I don't like to hear it here. At my other house, I didn't hear it here because I'm like at the top of the rise and kind of like the high point around here, and it I mean, it just and it makes sounds going across the fireplace and everything that I don't like to hear. So, and I was here on Wednesday. I didn't go to the atelier. I was just kind of resting. The doctor, he gave me some new medicine when I went, and I didn't start it till I got back from Stitch West because, you know, I just never know. New medicine, you know, I'm not willing to go there. So I started it a couple of days after I got back, and he told me it would make me sleepy till it kind of got leveled out in your body, and it has. It has made me sleepy, which is not a norm for me. Like I've taken like every day, I take a nap every day. It's like nuts. So that has been a new thing for me. So I have not got hardly any stitching done this week because I feel drowsy. I don't like trust myself to stitch so much, but because I definitely don't want to be ripping out. That is not for me at all. Some of y'all are great about it. I am horrible at it. But I have to show y'all this. I think I told y'all last week that it came on Thursday or whatever. I'm going to cover up the address with this Sonic card here that Aria left, I think. This package, I want you to look at the date on there. 2023. And it came back to me last week. It has been circling the globe, I guess. I don't know. So, D. Fletch, I will try to go back and find this in 2023 to figure out who it needs to go to. But, holy Toledo, where has it been? I don't know. That's crazy. So I'm going to try to figure out who that needs to go to. But if it's you, holler at me because it's been somewhere. I even took it to the post office yesterday when I did my mail to show Amy that works at the post office. Her and Roger and Aristotle were in there, and she was just like, I cannot believe that it has been somewhere for 2 years. I mean, literally 2 years. February 2023. So, what, a year and 8 months it's been somewhere. I do not even know. I cannot imagine what it has been doing all this time. I also got a beautiful package from Rich. And I'm sure that since Anne is not there anymore, Rich does not watch because, you know, why would he? But he sent me this beautiful letter. And telling me, you know, how much she enjoyed us visiting and things. And he sent me 2 of her quilts. Now, I'm going to show you these 2, and then I'm going to show y'all the one, again, she made for my mom years ago. They asked us not to leave it at the nursing home, so it's not been there. But these are just so beautiful and special. And he said he was, you know, sending them out to people. So it's a little Sunbonnet Sue. I think I've got it all in there maybe. And it has this beautiful, I don't know if this is this flying geese? I don't know what this edge is called. It is so beautiful. And then look at the back. And this one is hand appliqued and hand quilted. It's just amazing, and I will love it forever. And this other one too, because they were hers, and I will, they will go to Micah because she and the girls will remember Anne and know how special she was to me. And then this one is so fun. I love it. I don't have anything springy like this much. I have one little square one, but I love this with the triangles. It's just gorgeous. And then it has this fun butterfly fabric on the back. So when I opened the package up, and these were from him, I just, of course, you know, I cried. Because I will miss her, and it was so sweet of him to send these. He did not, of course, did not have to do that, and that was so, so kind. So they will be loved and cherished forever. And then here's the one that she made my mama, and my mama carted it around and just loved it, and she would find it, like she would think it was new again all the time. It made her so happy. She would have it in her room, and then she would say, oh, look, somebody put, you know, this is in here, and it came, I don't know where this came from. And so I would tell her again and again, and it was just like she was getting something new all over again. It is absolutely amazing. So I have these 3 things from Anne that I will love forever and ever, on top of all the memories and the friendship and the visits and the we had. I have those things, and of course the kitty cat she made me over there will, you know, always be there, and some of my drums and things. So I will love that always, always, always. Oh, and good morning, Jonathan and Rebecca. I am off my game today for sure. We had the costume parade, which I forgot to get my, let's see if my iPad's charged. We had costume parade on Tuesday at school. And let's see here if it's updated. It may not have. Oh, it did. Okay. Turn it this way. There we go. Here are all the Threes teachers. We all dressed as minions. I'm the third from the end down there. So we were all minions. It was so fun. The kids were just adorable. We had a couple of leopards. We had a Spider-Man. Gosh, they were just so sweet. We had 2 cars. They were just adorable. Of course, Catchy said he was going as himself. He wouldn't dress up. He is his father's son for sure, because Keely never was. He just always wanted to dress up like a cowboy. I think 2 or 3 years. He wanted to be John Smith one year after Pocahontas, you know, after that came out. He wanted to be John Smith. So he had a John Smith costume. He wanted to be, one time he was a vampire. And I think other than that, every other year he was a cowboy, and that was it. I was not getting nothing else out of him. It was just not gonna happen at all. So he just came in his own clothes and said he was himself. So he is not, and you know, he says he's dressing up like his daddy tonight because so nobody can tell him apart. So the girls are doing K-pop Demon Hunters. Aria even 3D printed her, I don't know, it's like a scythe or whatever. Some kind of a sickle or a scythe that whichever one carries. Mira, Rumi, I don't know. I can't keep their names right, but it's a fun show. I know a lot of people are hating on it, but I thought it was a nice show. Maybe it's me. I don't know. I thought it was nice. And then I got this from Pat, this adorable card, which of course I immediately fell in love with because, you know, Boots. You know, Boots. And she said she was at a retreat and saw this on a retreat table. So it goes into my Noah collection, which I don't have a Noah going right now, which is very bad on me. I love it. I have got to get me and Noah going. So thank you so much, Pat. I love it. And everybody's, snail mail should be going out in the mail this week because I took it all yesterday. So snail mail should be on its way to y'all. I finally made it to the post office. I told Brittany when we left school, I said, listen, first I got to go to the gas station because if I don't, I ain't making it anywhere else. So I went to the gas station, then I went to the post office, and I was out of stamps. So I had to go regardless of asking about the one that's been circling the globe for 2 years. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to take it in there and ask what they think. And so all those are finally on their way to y'all. It took me a couple weeks. So y'all know that really bothers me when I get behind on things like that because it was, those were from the 19th of September. So it really does bother me when, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. That's the day I drew them. I mean, so I guess the next week is when, yes. Yeah, so the next week with the 26th or whatever, maybe would have been when they should have been mailed. So it's been a month. So sorry about that. I do get behind sometimes. Let me scoot the stool over. I'm gonna put my foot on it. But like I said, I hadn't filmed in here in a long time. Jenny, I told you that Catchy had moved. The Smalls Exchange we had is there. There's Think Autumn by Lizzie Kate. This is Drawn Threads Welcome, Fall Welcome, Autumn Welcome, whichever. No House for a Mouse, or whatever. No House Without a Mouse. I think this is, it's Bent Creek or Heart in Hand. Then I have So Grateful. I can see the cover. Then here's a little tree right here that has all kind of little ornaments on it. Catchy moves them around all the time and redecorates that tree and all. Oh, that little, the fox on the pumpkin. I can't think who that one is either. Sorry, y'all. Oh, look at my picture on the wall's crooked. Well, that's just embarrassing right there. Why is doing this backwards so hard? Right there is crooked. That is above it. Right there. It's a blackbird. I can't see the words from here. It says something about peace or hope, I think. I can't tell what the words say. Anywho, there is Mr. and Mrs. Delicious. There's Broom Hair. There is one that I designed and stitched many. Oh, I'm not pointing the right place. Right there is one I designed and stitched years and years ago. That is Mr. and Mrs. Delicious and Broom Hair. Then right there is Which Better Have My Candy by Frosted Pumpkin. There is Blackbird Designs. I think that one's a Midnight Watch. This is, I think, by Two Sisters. And I can't find it yet. I know somebody's wanting it. I will look for it. I didn't see it this when I looked, though. Then right below that is Sleepy Hollow by Frosted Pumpkin. And on past that, I believe is Pickle Barrels. I think that was by Pickle Barrel, maybe. The Witchy Boutique or something. Down below that is the Last Stitch Cemetery, the Ann Stitch for me. There is my Prairie Schooler done on purple. And then my Autumn Rules, or Halloween Rules is right next to it. So there's a lot going on in here. There's some behind us up there too. I mean, I just have stuff. I have stuff everywhere. Evidently, I've stitched a lot over the millennia. And I'm going to stitch more. So on the cover, Freak for the Beak is on there. You can see that I am now behind because I was supposed to have finished. You can see it better in this one. I was supposed to have finished this bird and this bird. I'm about half through with this bird. So now I am, at the end of the day today, officially behind. So maybe I'll get caught up. But it is gorgeous. The colors are gorgeous. It's by Boomerang Stitches. Here somewhere. Christy and Patty and I are styling this. If anybody else wants to jump on, I love it. I'm doing terrible about posting lately. I'll try to do better. I just, I can't get my life right. But I love this thing. And like I said, this is the difference between one thread and two threads. And one of y'all, was it Lisa? They said do every other bird with one thread and two thread. And I kind of like that idea. That would make a big difference in the color saturation and the texture. So I may give that a go and see how that goes, because that's kind of fun. So rather than going back over this guy and adding in, I may do, like she said, one over, do some of them 2 over 2 and some of them 1 over 2. And so it will have a completely different color level and a completely different texture. Because you see, these guys are pretty bumped up on here with the 2 threads. And with the 1 thread, I mean, you're just nearly smooth there. So it is a fabulous, fun design though. And I love working on it. Like I said, I've just been so sleepy this week that I have not made much progress. But I wasn't quite as sleepy yesterday, so I'm hoping that that will kind of get, he says it'll level off. What it is Cymbalta, which they originally made for like anxiety and depression. That's the reason it makes you sleepy. But they found that it is very effective for like arthritis and type discomfort. So this time of year, when it's going into the cold weather, I start getting really uncomfortable. So, and this one is not as hard on your kidneys or anything. So he says, you know, let's give it a go and see how that works. So we'll see. And he said it would take a couple of weeks before you would lose some of the sleepiness and before you would feel the effects of how it was working on your discomfort level. So we're just in the wait and see part right now. I watched Hocus Pocus 2 this week as part of my sleepiness. I came in maybe on Tuesday, I guess, from school, and chucked up over there on the couch and went to sleep. I mean, I started it and I felt like I was watching it pretty good, and then all of a sudden I woke up and it was time for me to be like at the restaurant to eat before cards. And so then I'm like texting Sue like a maniac, running out the door. And I got there and we were fine. We still had plenty of time, but it was card making night. So then I was like, but I fell smooth asleep and didn't wake up, like I said, till nearly I should have time for me to be there. Luckily, it's not, you know, it took me about 12 minutes to get there or whatever, so it wasn't bad. But I was sure in panic when I woke up and it was time. I was like, I did work some more on my Tiny Modernist from Stitch West. Stitchy Friends Are Best. I'm loving the colors and things on this. So I didn't get a whole lot more done. I think I did the tomato and I started the spool, I think, is about it. But you can see this one, and let me congratulate this cover photo, Tiny Modernist, because the colors and everything in it are actually the same. I mean, you know, sometimes you get a cover photo and it is nothing like your finished piece. And I think a lot of times that's a detriment to the design, because the design in person usually is gorgeous, but sometimes a cover photo is not. And this one, you can see these are pretty, that's pretty true to how it looks. So I do love when that happens. I will do also the little berry that goes with it. I'm sure she will release these. I think usually they say in about a year after they have a project piece at a retreat. Then usually about a year later they go on and release them to the public. So these will be done then. But I just loved this. I thought it was so pretty. So it was a fun surprise, because I did not have any clue what if she'd have us do a Biscornu. I did not have any clue what we'd have. So it was going to be a surprise. So then when it was just this little piece and then with a little strawberry, I was like, oh, that is super fun. The colors for it are so pretty. I really think it was gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I may have worked on another one or two things, but if I did, it's not out where normally my stitching is. So if I did, I think I may have worked on my 1776 Liberty Eagle a little bit, but I'm not sure. So I didn't bring it in because I didn't want to be a liar. The other thing we need to, and of course last week I forgot to do shares. So we will do shares for book and for charts at the end. So yes, I completely forgot last week. So sorry y'all, but you got to think about it for a week, and maybe some of y'all went and got it on your Kindle. I was going to talk about my stitchy plans for Christmas, because I'm fixing to go straight into Christmas stitching. And I have this all kitted up. And yes, I have more started than I have ever had started in my entire life. That is no joke. Absolutely no joke. So, but I'm going to do Christmas Claus by Christy, Salty Stitcher Designs. I love it. I would love to go to Christmas Island one day and see the crabs as they migrate. That would be so fascinating. She also has a companion piece for this that has them with little packages in a little boat. So if I get this one done somewhat timely, I will probably get it and do it. I love it. I'm gonna just do it on a piece of blue even weave that I dyed. Just used Rit dye, probably maybe denim and something else. It calls for sulkies. I'm going to do some of both because I don't have all the sulkies. So it gives a list here, but Christy's always really good about giving you your other option here. I do have some of the sulkies, and I have liked using sulkies in the past. So I will, look at that one's really pretty. These two variegated blues are real, real pretty. So I will use those and then use the rest of the DMCs to get that finished, to get that worked on. So that is on my plans for stitching right now because, like I said, I will just immediately move into Christmas stitching. I will, about mid-November, do my Christmas decorations. Thanksgiving is really late this year, so you need to be mindful of that if you have a lot to put up. So I will probably mid-November put up my Christmas, start getting my Christmas up so that I cannot have to struggle with getting it done so fast and then not having it up very long, because I like mine to be up about 6 weeks at least. So I will do that and get that done. And then I have, what else? And yes, I know I'm just moving on into Christmas stitching. It makes me happy. I also got news that I lost another friend this week, Nancy. And Nancy had a good run, don't get me wrong, okay? Nancy was 93. But she had moved to Kentucky with her daughter, and because, you know, she's 93. Up until she was, I don't know, 89 or something. She lived by herself. She did her thing. She dreamed of being Nancy, okay? She was very Diane Keaton, like so put together, always. And she always, like, she was good about like wearing a scarf or something. If I wear a scarf, except just a glad rag, like if I have a glad rag on tied around my neck, like low, I can manage. But if I have like this or a corsage or anything, I mean, it makes me crazy. And Nancy could always, and she was always less is more, and her house was always red, white, and blue. That was her decorating theme in every room all year long, and it was gorgeous, always gorgeous, everything perfect, just absolutely immaculately put together. And we would go over for after Patty sold the shop, we would go to Nancy usually for Christmas. She loved setting out her table and having her tablescape and the whole 9 yards. And so, like I said, up until she was about 89, that was 88, 89 years old, that's what we did. And her sister Marilee would come down, and it was just so nice. So we are gonna have because she's up in Kentucky and her kids are like all over. So we're going to have a get together here, and her daughter that's still here, one of them is still down here, is gonna come, and we're all just gonna visit and talk about Nancy and all the funny things over the years. As she got older, of course, we all doted on her anyway. And this is so funny. And I'm like, Sue could probably still kill me over it. So anytime, like, she would bring in a cake or anything, I mean, she was a great cook, but we would all, always just go on because we loved her so much. And so we would, dote on her and go on maybe a little more than, you could have, right? So, I mean, she's 80-something. She's rolling in with a cake at work, right? We're all having on, one sock. And here's Nancy just, rolling in, 100% put together with a cake. And so one day she had brought in this lemon cake. And it was good. I mean, it was a good lemon cake. I should have grabbed it out and shared the recipe today. And it was really good. And I love lemon. And Sue went on about it being good too and all. Well, then it come to be Sue's birthday. And so we were talking about making a cake and everything. And I said, just make that lemon one. Sue loved it so much, just make your lemon cake. Well, turns out one thing I didn't know about Sue was she didn't really like lemon cake. She just liked it because it was Nancy's. And so her birthday cake she wasn't really crazy about. But man, I'm telling you, she sold it. I thought she loved that cake. I would have made it for her myself with the recipe. She was like, no, I only liked it because Nancy made it. I don't really like lemon cake. I was like, oh man, sorry, it was my fault. So we were all just so crazy about her. And so like I said, we maybe went on a little bit more than we had to. Because we were just always so, I mean, dude, hope to goodness that at that age, man, I'm still going like that. It's like Miss Betty at work, at the Nabs. Miss Betty comes in 2 days a week and she gets all the kids' snack ready and she does the water for each of our rooms and things like this. And then she sits in the hall and, waves to the kids and tells them good morning. And then at the end of school, the teacher's kid, she has a little candy bucket and she goes around and they pick a candy out. I mean, I'm hoping I hold up like Nancy and Miss Betty. I'm hoping I do. Because they just kept going and kept doing great things and just lived a great, I mean, we all love Miss Betty. We see Miss Betty twice a week. I just said, I hope I hold out like that. And I hope because seeing Miss Betty and seeing Nancy always made me happy. They were always happy. They were always upbeat. Like I said, always just fun. And you could joke with her and tease with her and laugh. And same thing with Miss Betty. And so they and you just keep brightening up the world. I hope I'm like that. I hope that as the years go on, I just keep on trying to think of ways that I can still, be in contact with people, still be helpful and useful and, in some way. I'm not saying you have to work forever or you have to do things that you don't like. But, like Billy, Grandma Billy, James Williams' mama, she plays the organ still at church. Every Sunday and Wednesday, she plays the organ and goes and practices and stuff. And so, she's still doing her thing. So I'm hoping that I am still doing my thing and going strong. There's another frog. The other two things I'm fixing to start are things I got at StitchCon. I won in the draw. I got a basket of goodies, and this was in there, and it had the boards. It has the boards for finishing in here. But the first one is Frosty Bulb by Teresa. It is so cute. Look at that. Adorable. It's got the call for DMCs on the is what it calls for. I can't show you because the chart's on the back because it's just a small one. It's just 65 by 70, but it is so cute. So I will start that, and it came with this fabric. So I have the fabric here ready to go. And then All Is Calm, which is so pretty. I just love the little fat snowman. And then of course the donkey, and y'all know I want a donkey, and Keely won't get me a donkey or a mini donkey. He says he ain't messing with no Jenny, and he just won't fool with it. And so far in my life, this one thing I have been denied is a donkey. So, in my final house, I will have space for me to have some donkeys and some goats. Right now, however, I'm out of luck. No donkey, no goats. So I'll just have to stitch this donkey, and it'll be as close as I get. And it came with this piece of Seraphim Witching Hour, which these two fabrics, I'm gonna hold them up again. They're beautiful. I'm gonna leave it folded double so you can see the color better, but look at that. It's from Keepsakes, so I'm sure you can give them a holler and get some. And this one is Jude from Keepsakes. Look at that. It says it is Dark Mountain. Look at that. It is beautiful. So these are on my fitting to get started list of things, because it's that time of year. It's that time of year when the world's all aglow. Every song you hear. Yes, yes, it's that time of year, and the Christmas carols will be coming on. I think starting tomorrow on one of the XM stations and stuff, you can find Christmas carols. So if you're feeling sad, you know, you can switch over and watch that, because I mean, you can't be sad when you're watching Christmas carols, let's be honest. Or I can't. I mean, they're very cheery. Oh, Tammy asked about the loop method when you're stitching on a bag. So if you're stitching on a bag that is 2 threads, the loop method will work just fine. The only thing is, a lot of them call for pearl cottons. And then you just, you know, so it just depends on what you're stitching with and how many you're using. But yes, a loop method would work great. If not, just use a waist knot. And so, you know, you just make you a knot on the top, and you go through, so you're not sitting on top. And so say you have to do 3 stitches here. So you go 1, 2, 3, and then, you know, you come back with your sewing method over those 3, and then you just clip this little knot off the top and poke what little piece of the tail's left down under, and you're done. So either one of those methods will work great. Like I said, I've never done the loop, I don't think, with the pearl cottons, because of the way, probably because the way you have to thread them. I never, you know, would do the, you know, back and forth to get it to work up through. I don't know that I've ever done that with the pearl cottons, but it would work. Yes, it would absolutely work. A loop method would work just fine on that. So, I'm still needing, who are these two to hear from? Let's see who I didn't hear from yet. Susan Glenn, if you message me, will you message me again? I missed you somehow. And Herlyn, Herrlynn, air like miss, Herr. I still have your fragment time to send. Nothing wrong with me today. Now today's shares, let's see here. We're going to also do the book. So, over here, let me write myself notes. So our wonderful book, and I'm going to show you this again so you can get to it easy. I'm writing, sorry y'all. Use the word read, like R-E-A-D. Let me know if you like to read or not, or like your favorite kind of book or whatever. Make sure if you're interested in this share, use the word read, R-E-A-D. Now, this one is Milady's Needle. And it's called Victorian Christmas Swirls. Use the word tree if you're interested in this one. Let me know if any of y'all still use a real or fake tree. I mean, I use fake trees. Let me know if any of y'all if you use real or fake trees. This one is Behind It. I never know if I say that right. It's called Rudolph. Let's use the word Rudolph. Isn't that adorable? I have another one of these. I have a personal one that I always think I'm going to get stitched and I haven't yet. It's so cute. So cute. And then this one is by Pine Mountain, which I did not realize, which I guess I should have, was up in Utah. Pine Mountain Designs. And they had a lot of those at Pine Needles. And it was fun to see all of those. And this is Holy Night Snapshot. Look at that. It is so cute. Use the word holy, H-O-L-Y, if you're interested in that one. So those will be our shares for this week. I'm gonna jump off here and try to get this uploaded. I need to make something sweet to take tonight, and like there won't be enough candy there, I don't know, but I just soon make something sweet. So, and so I hope y'all had fun in here, being back in the living room after a long time of not being in here. And y'all have a happy Halloween, a happy Friday, a great weekend, and enjoy your stitching. Bye.